Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to look at two different methods of solving equations that have three terms in them. So when I talk about an equation that has three terms in it, that would be 1, 2, 3 terms, and an equation has an equal sign in there. The term equation seems a lot like the term equal. So let's have a look at this first method then. This is the method you're probably familiar with already. What we like to do is keep our x terms on the left hand side and our normal terms on the right hand side. So x over here is good because it's on the left hand side and it's a letter. 5 on the right hand side is good because we like to keep our normal terms or constants on the right hand side. And our -7 here we actually don't like the look of because that's a constant and it's on the left hand side. We want all our letters on the left and all our normal numbers on the right. So this method, which again you're probably familiar with already, what we want to do is move the -7 over to the right hand side of our equation, to the right hand side of the equals. So we're going to rewrite the equation, keeping everything else where it is. Our x stays on the left hand side because we're happy with our x. Our 5 stays on the right hand side because we're happy with our 5. And our -7 comes over to the right hand side and it becomes a +7. Now all that's left for us to do is try and simplify this until we get an answer rate for x. So on the left hand side we can't simplify anything, we just have an x there, so that'll stay as x. On the right hand side, 5 plus 7 gives us 12. And this is why we wanted to have all our constants over on the right hand side, so we can add them together and make the whole thing simpler. At this point now, we actually know what x is. We know that x is 12, so we have solved that equation. Let's have a look at another example using our first method. Okay, here's our second example using our method 1. We have three terms, 4x, 2x, and an 8. And it says 4x is equal to 2x plus 8. So let's again just check here what's on the right side and what's on the wrong side, and do we need to move anything around. So our x term should be on the left and our normal's on the right. That means that 4x is on the left, so that's where it should be, and 8 is a normal term, so that's on the right where it should be. The odd one out here is a 2x, so this is an x term, and that to us tells us that it should be on the other side here with our 4x. Remember, the terms with letters go on the left. The normal terms or constants go on the right hand side. So we're going to move this 2x over to the left hand side of the equals. And remember, when we move it to the other side, we have to change its sign. Let's rewrite everything again. 4x, bring our 2x over and it becomes -2x. And keep our 8 on the right hand side. So we're happy with 4x, we're happy with 8. It's just the 2x that changed to the other side and became a -2x. And now, like before, we're just going to try and simplify what we have on each side. So 4x's take away 2x's leaves you with 2x. The right hand side we have 8. So now we have 2x is equal to 8. What we want to do is just find what x is. So to do that, we simply want to cancel out that 2. So we're dividing this side by 2. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So this side over here also gets divided by 2. On the left hand side, these cancel out to give us x. On the right hand side, 8 divided by 2 gives us 4. So now we've solved for x, we have x equals 4. And that means that that question is done. So now let's look at our second method. We're going to try and solve some similar questions. So here's our first one. X plus 2 is equal to 8. So for this method, it's going to be very similar to the old one. What we want to do is just check what's on the right side and what's on the wrong side. So our x here is on the right side. We're happy enough with that because it's a letter. It should be on the left. Our 8 is on the right side because it's a normal number. It should be on the right. And our odd one out here is the 2, because it is a constant number or a normal number and it's on the left hand side. So that's the only one we're unhappy with. Like before, we basically want to get rid of that, but instead of just moving it straight over to the other side, what we're going to do is subtract 2 from this side, because that'll cancel out our 2. But if we're subtracting 2 from the left hand side, we also have to subtract 2 from the right hand side. That's what we're doing to one side in algebra, we have to do to the other side. So on the left hand side, we're going to keep our x. Our 2 take away 2 will cancel out, it's kind of nice. And on the right hand side, 8 take away 2 will give us 6. So that solves our equation for us. X is equal to 6, we've got a value for x. Again, just to recap, we wanted to cancel out the 2 on the left hand side, so we subtract the 2 to cancel that out. But if we subtract 2 from the left hand side, we also subtract 2 from the right hand side. So 8 take away 2 gave us 6, and 2 take away 2 cancelled out here on the left, leaving us with x on the left, and 8 minus 2 gives us 6 on the right. Now we'll have a look at another example using our second method here. So in this one, we've got x is equal to 9 minus 2x. Again, we've got 1, 2, 3 terms here. So our first thing we want to do is just check, are any terms on the wrong side? We want x's on the left, so x is good there, or any other letter should be on the left as well. So this is fine. We want normal numbers on the right hand side, so 9 is fine. And minus 2x is in the wrong place because it's got letters in it. We want that one on the left hand side over here. So what we're going to do is try to get rid of our minus 2x from the right hand side. So to do that, what we're going to do is add 2x onto this side. And what we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So we're going to also add 2x onto this side here. Now the point of this, again, is to just cancel out this minus 2x. So that's why our signs are different there. This is a minus 2x, so to cancel it out, we add 2x. We have a plus 2x there. So these will cancel to 0. Add 2x, take away 2x, you get back to where you started, which is nothing. On the left hand side, we've got an x plus 2x. So that's going to give us 3x when we add them together. Like before, if we have an x, we can imagine that being 1x plus 2x gives us 3x. Then on the right hand side, we're left with 9. Our minus 2x plus 2x has cancelled out. So now we've got 3x is equal to 9. That's not the full equation solved out because we don't normally want to find out what 3x is, we want to find out what x is. So we're going to get rid of that 3 by dividing both sides by 3. This means that 3 in front of 3x will cancel. We're just left with x. On the right hand side, 9 divided by 3, you can use your calculator if you need to, will give you 3, because 3 goes into 9 3 times. Now we know what x is, so we can say that we have solved out that equation.